Hi, I'm Simone.
Hi, I'm Andrea, and we are the head of Formafantasma, a design studio based in Milan. And since last year, Rubelli entrusted us with the creative direction of the group.
Of course, the way we interpret this collaboration with Rubelli is extremely holistic, because we don't want to think only about the design of the textiles or the direction to go, the different brands, but rather to think more, how to think really about the group in all these different facets. So the design of the showrooms, the collaborations, the way we communicate and we do the photo shootings, to think about how to represent Rubelli in all their different outcomes.
Rubelli doesn't need any introduction. It's a company that has been there since centuries, with an incredible craftsmanship and incredible rich archive. So here is not reinventing the identity from scratch, but actually adding on top of what is already existing. And this is something we are already doing right now.
I guess what is relevant in this moment for what regards Rubelli is to really interrogate ourselves on what it means to work with a company that has such an heritage, and to linking to the contemporary time. What does it mean today to work with Rubelli? And I think an answer to this is to think about the timelessness of Rubelli and their textiles. That's what we want to work on. So for this year's theme, we decided to work on a working title that it's becoming now the title of the collection, that is Gardens. And to think about how nature has always been a source of inspiration in textile making, in textile productions, and in pattern making, and to work then with floral and botanical subjects, and to think how that can be declined in multiple ways. Of course, we worked a lot on the decorative component, which is a staple in Rubelli, but also the quality of silk. But we also interpreted this theme of the garden and the botanical also in more abstract ways. We also have a lot of plain plain textiles, where we specifically worked on color and the simplicities also of textile, because we think that is a good way of balancing the collection. For what regards the colors, the way we worked is thinking of a palette that has a first, let's say, section of colors, which covers the most important tones that you should have in a collection. I would almost call them like more basic colors that you want to have in an interior, you need to have in a palette of colors. And then we implemented those with more exuberant colors that are much fresher, and in a way they help the other colors to become fresher and more exciting in a way. So, for instance, we have a yellow, which is almost like a sorbet color we really love, which is actually the one that is on the back of us in this moment. And also tones like the melon, or some nuances of pink, some pastel pistachio color.
Of course, when we talk about garden, and especially for this collection, we are not only talking about flower or floral patterns, but we are also talking about, as Simone said, color. And they coexist and are very different things together. So for us, in this sense, like, we took this idea of garden a bit more at large. And so you should not expect only flowers.
To elaborate on this, the reason why we chose the idea of the garden is because, of course, worldwide there's also very different kinds of gardens. There is the gardens that you, for instance, cultivate the land for having fruits and vegetables and so on. You have the decorative garden, you have the Italian garden, but you also have the Japanese garden, which is a completely different conception of the garden, which also means that also in the textiles we go from more decorative and floral patterns to also much more abstract textures and patterns that reference more, for instance, the moss or foliage, or the earth when it's just prepared before the planting. So this leads to also a part of the collection is much more abstract and much more, I would say, geometric.
Yeah, and of course the example of the moire that there is also in the back, it's a clear example. Moire, it's in a way resemble the wooden pattern. So in a way, again, it's in the garden there is also trees. So more can be seen a bit like as a continuation also of the idea of the garden. And of course, also how these patterns or textiles are designed, in a way, are really thought through to become timeless pieces of design. And I really hope that this could add in the portfolio of the company, because if you think about Rubelli, you think about timeless design. And this new collection, we really hope could really add on this.